Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's conversation on the YouTube Creators Hub podcast. Dusty here, as always, joined today by Ben Orozco. I knew I was going to mess that up, but I didn't. I'm proud of myself. Ben runs the Orozco's Kitchen YouTube channel, just surpassed the 100,000 subscriber mark, so congratulations, my friend, and almost 750 videos. Ben knows what he's doing. He's got a great little community over there on the Orozco's Kitchen YouTube channel. A little bit about him, though, before we get started. He's really into cooking Cali-style barbecue and Mexican food. He's a really busy sports dad, I understand that, with 3 kids actively in sports. He's a big family guy, so he tries to incorporate that as much as he can in his YouTube channel. Ben, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. It's good to talk to you today, man.
Absolutely.
So thanks for having me on. That's quite an introduction, man. But yeah, that's my life, man. It's crazy. It's chaos, but it's a good life.
People always say, hey, if you do YouTube, you can only do YouTube, but I disagree. You're a father of 3. They're all in sports. You obviously have friends and a partner. It's just one of the things to where you're making it happen, man. So you're a busy person.
Yeah, always hustling, man. Anyone that knows me, that's just me, man. I'm always just working, dude. Just working hard and do it for the kids. That's how it goes.
All right, so tell me about the Orozco's Kitchen YouTube channel. Tell me the origin story, how this whole thing got started, and kind of how you got to be where you are today.
Of course, man. So I actually had a YouTube channel before. It's still on YouTube. If you look it up, it's called Smoke Fogging Barbecue. I started that channel because I got into smoking ribs and barbecue food, and I just wanted to document it to share recipes with other people because people kept asking me like, hey, how do I cook this and how do I cook that? So I'm like, you know what? Let me just start a YouTube channel. So I started it, and then shortly after I started a family channel, and I kind of bounced around everywhere. I even started an investing channel. Well, I ended up forgetting my login for that smoking channel. So that was it back in 2017, right? I had only uploaded like 5 videos on that channel, and a couple of them were doing pretty well. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing at that time. So I tried to recover it. I couldn't. And then I've had some up and downs on YouTube, man. I will say it's been a challenge to learn. I've been doing it now for about 7 years, and everything that I've learned to this point, it is how I've been able to grow so quick on this channel. I just basically have used a lot of different strategies to grow, but really, I wanted to start that cooking channel again because I didn't have access to it. It was just burning. I'm like, I need it. So that, and we have a background of food and cooking in my family. Like we used to cater weddings. My dad was a chef. He was a cook. And I grew up always in the kitchen with my mom. So it's something I always wanted to do. But once I restarted this new channel, I'm like, I don't want to just do what I did before. I want to make it so much better because I've learned so much from your podcast. And then also from when I said, okay, I'm going to start this new channel, I went like on a learning curve. I'm like, I'm going to go even further. I started reading all these YouTube books, social media books, and just I went crazy with it. For work, I'm a driver, so I'm always listening to something. So I can consume anywhere from 4 to 6 hours of just pure audio, uninterrupted. So at work, I'm always learning, and I'm like, dude, this is the time to really blow this thing up and just with the twist. I wanted to make it a little different. So that's why if you go on my channel, there's a lot of like changes. Like I like to experiment. And when I started the food channel, I didn't really know what direction I was going to go with it. So I started doing like stuff with my mom, cooking with my mom, which that I just love to do. That's one of my favorite things to do is just do like Mexican recipes with my mom because a lot of my family members, we also want to know some of her recipes because she cooks really well. So I'm like, well, I'll just put it alongside with my YouTube channel and just I'll create a playlist for her. So a lot of the first videos was like cooking with her, and I'm like, man, I got to mix in my barbecue stuff. So I would show like how to cook on a pit boss, and a lot of my like most successful videos are cooking on like the pit boss pellet grill, on the Blackstone flat iron grill. Those are the videos that really took off and helped the channel, along with other things, right? But yeah, man, that's pretty much where I'm at. I try to stick to uploading every single Friday a new video. for the first 6 months, it was like uploading a video every single day, like shorts and long form, even 2 or 3 long forms a week. Cause I was just relentless with the upload, man. I'm like, I need to grow this. I need to grow this. I had that goal in mind of reaching the 100K, and I hit it. And we'll probably talk about it or once you ask. But yeah, I used some strategies that I haven't heard too much about, honestly. So
Let's, if you don't mind me interrupting you just really quickly, you mentioned those strategies that you've learned kind of from I love that you learned from kind of a failed YouTube channel, and it's never really a failure, right? It's you learned those failures. So can you just talk about a strategy or a couple of strategies that have kind of helped you with this new channel? Because people tell me all the time, oh, I can't grow my YouTube channel, or new creators can't succeed, or that's not true at all. So can you talk about just some things that you've implemented that's helped you?
yeah. So, I mean, from the get-go, I knew I had to get subscriber counts to get those watch hours up. So I was uploading about 100 shorts every single month, and just shorts after shorts. But along with the shorts on my long form videos, I would, like, the first 10 uploads, I started to really dig deep into the analytics and see what is my best performing video and just make more videos of that. But aside from that, this is the twist where I hear people say that you shouldn't do it. Some people say that you should, but I used a lot of Google ads, to grow the channel. And I learned this from this other guy named Brendan Kane. He wrote a book, and he has a course on it as well. It's like a social media course, how to grow 1 million followers in 30 days. So it was very interesting. So I used like that same strategy he uses as like using Facebook ads, but I used it with Google ads. And I just used it to bring a bigger reach into my channel. And that's really how I was able to grow, basically getting the best performing videos and then pushing those with a lot of reach and in different countries. So it's not just the US reach. I have like people from India, from Mexico, Brazil, different areas are all around the world. Because from what I learned from that book and the course and stuff, is that going international is it's kind of getting ahead of the times, because you can capture like the US audience here, which is great. And as you do that, it's great to capture other audiences, because I guess there's a lot of people that will subscribe in other countries. And I know there's pros and cons to that. And I've already felt that in my channel. I can see that in the analytics and certain areas of the analytics, which is, the fast growth method has a pros and cons. Like, if you want me to go through it, I could talk about that.
Yeah, well, I think we certainly want to break it down, but just briefly, it's so interesting. It's one of the most intriguing things that about your channel and kind of what you've done. I always discourage people from utilizing ads and I think we also need to discern the difference of a YouTube ad and running a video as an ad on YouTube as a promoted video, and
Right.
Google AdWords. So maybe talk about what you did exactly, and maybe talk even numbers of how much you spent and kind of the process and what you saw on doing that. Because one of the reasons why, Ben, I tell people not to do it is because I feel like a lot of the audience you gain from it are not really true people, unless you're running a channel like yours that is very entertainment based and is very fun and teaching people how to be better in the kitchen, right? And so with that being the case, I'd love to hear that journey and that story. So kind of talk about just kind of what ads you use exactly, and kind of let's break that down a little bit.
Yeah, so there's different kinds of Google ads you can use. One is for like views, to get more views, and then one is for more engagement.
And
So
just to be clear, you're using the Google ads, not the promoted videos within YouTube, right? Okay.
Yeah, not
Completely
the promoted
different.
video.
All right.
I'm using Google ads. I'm selecting a video within the YouTube studio, and then from there it takes you into another screen within Google ads, and then you can select what the time frame will be, how much money you want to spend on that Google ad, and in which countries you want to promote the ad, and what will appear in the ad. So it'll have the title, and it'll show you like a little preview of how the ad will look. But the thing is, the ad is it's not just to bring people on. They can watch the entire video through after clicking on the ad. The ad is it's like a funnel to get them to click, basically. So it's not really like anything fake, I guess you can say. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's more for just engagement, like trying to get this in front of as many people as possible that is interested in this type of content. So you can break down the demographics, you can break down the age groups too. So I did, and the targeted basically Google ads that I am running is more targeted towards like male from 18 all the way up to 45, because I noticed in the analytics is that people, those are the kind of people that are watching the content. So I said, well, why not serve them more of what they're already watching in those countries?
Can you speak
But
on like how much you were spending and
yeah,
like what the return was on that spend as far as
of course.
like subscribers? Was the watch time good from those views? Could you even tell that? Can you just speak on all that?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question. That's something definitely you guys have to know before getting into this kind of strategy I used is so I would spend like $200 on a video, right? And from those $200, I would let the ad run for about 2 weeks. And from those 2 weeks, it would return about 4 to 5 thousand subscribers. So I was doing the testing phase and I tested it and I said, okay, this is a good return. And the engagement, the retention, it was lower. So I know that hurt my channel in some sense, but I'll talk about the pros of it after. But so yeah, the retention and the watch time was less than the other videos that weren't using Google Ads, but the benefit was more subscribers and then more people that would return and watch the video. So even though those initial people that would subscribe, maybe for that video they wouldn't watch as much, but then they would come back and watch other videos.
Hmm.
So that's kind of how it helped. So that was kind of the return. So I used that on different videos multiple times. So I did it maybe about, I don't know, maybe about 10 times. That same strategy within a year span. Because my goal was, okay, I want to do this within a year using this strategy and then continuing to try to get better as I go on, meaning getting better with my long form, continuing to learn. I know like my content, I see other creators that have maybe 4 or 5 thousand subscribers and their content is just as good or sometimes even better. And I'm okay admitting that. It's okay because I know how I got here and I know that it's just, I'm still feel like a brand new YouTuber, man. It's crazy to me. Even though the subscriber count is one thing, I still feel brand new and I'm still learning. It trips me out because I'm literally in this all day, every day, learning, editing, listening to you, and just watching others, just trying to learn anything I can, how to sound better with the audio, with the video, just everything, man. But yeah, I mean, subscriber count is one thing, and then what I keep hearing in your latest, I guess, podcast that's been really ringing true is like that community. And that's one of the cons is I don't have as great of a, I guess you can say engagement as other channels do have. And I know it's not good to compare, but it's something that's needed in YouTube is you need that little tight knit engagement group.
Yep.
But it's okay, but I know it's one of those areas I know I have to get better at. So I've been doing a lot of trying to go live, a lot of community posts on the regular. Obviously, I comment, I reply to everyone's comment. I go on new people's channels and comment on their stuff and then just watch their videos. I just recently joined your Discord server, which is cool. I'm trying to get that in motion. I heard one podcast today where they have one guy, I forgot who it was, but he had a WhatsApp group first, and that was interesting. I'm like, okay, that can be like part of building the community too. And I get more engagement really like on my Instagram, which has only like 1,500 followers versus the YouTube, which has way more. So that's, I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay, I know I'll get there. I just have to really change and make some tweaks to my content. Maybe it's storytelling more within my videos. And I just never want to seem like I figured it out already or that I'm some expert. It's just,
Yeah.
it'll always keep me hungry to learn, you know?
Yeah, it's the beauty of YouTube, man, is that there's always something to do and it's always changing too. It's never the same. What worked a couple of years ago doesn't work now, and but there are some consistencies in it, in that you have to be a person who works hard. You have to be
Yeah,
consistent. You have to be
definitely.
someone who's willing to kind of take it on the nose and understand that yes, you are going to mess up. There are going to be some videos that are flops, but you
Yeah.
have to continually just get better and better. What is your journey is so fascinating to me. If I were coaching you right now, I would tell you, I would say, well, the reason you're getting more engagement on your Instagram is because you didn't run ads, right? So a lot of the numbers are a little bit inflated on the YouTube channel, but I love that you
Right.
did that and you learned from that and you're still learning from it. And I think that it's something that other people can learn from as well. And so I love that you mentioned that. Now, I want to ask you now, kind of transition just a little bit into
Yeah.
what is something that you wish you would have known sooner? Now that you've done this for a little while, you're 700 some odd videos in, plus a ton more shorts. What is something you wish you would have known sooner or implemented sooner on the YouTube channel?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just goes back to that community. Really, that I feel like that's the one thing I wish I would have done a little bit different from the beginning. Maybe less time on volume, because in the beginning it was all volume, just hitting it hard with the volume. Just I need to put out content. And instead of doing that, maybe focusing more on just uploading more quality and just less of it. So maybe that content is better and that will give more engagement, more watch time, more retention, and that would help the channel even more. But I didn't go over why I went with that Google Ads strategy. The biggest pro to it, right? We talked about some of the cons on it, but I just want to touch on it really quick. I know we're trying to go in motion here, but it'll just take a second.
No,
So
absolutely.
the the biggest basically pro to that was getting the subscriber count up to attract sponsorships. And that actually did work. It did help a ton because I got so many emails from like different sponsors, companies that wanted to work with me because they saw the subscriber count and they're like, oh, yeah, we want to work with this guy. And see, that's kind of what the whole strategy was from the beginning, is to build a huge audience to attract sponsors and brands to then work with them. And yeah, in turn, it's, dude, I've had so many like free stuff shipped to my house. I've done paid partnerships, which is crazy. I've done one that even paid me up to $800 for one video. Some other stuff with local companies here. So as I saw that working, I'm like, okay, I know that one part suffered, but it's definitely paying itself back in this other form.
Think it's interesting that you mentioned that, and that's going to transition us into monetization.
Yeah.
Can you just let me know kind of all the different ways that you make money from the YouTube channel? You've already mentioned sponsorships, and you are correct because the number of subscribers that you have, whereas it is leaning more towards right now view count, like overall view count. How many views is your channel getting and things like that? But a
Yeah.
subscriber count is certainly a way to put your foot in the door, right? To open a door
Yes.
for sponsorships and monetization options. So can you just talk about the different ways that you make money as a creator and maybe even talk about kind of on average how much you're making currently?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So right now I'm averaging about 150,000 views a month, and the cost per ad is only about $5. It's a cooking channel, so it's average. You can do the math there. So it's averaging about what 1,500. And as far as the sponsorships, I would say on average it's been about like $500 for the past, I'd say about 3 or 4 months. And I'm not including all the stuff I got for free, obviously, but yeah, I would say from Google Ads, it'd be about like 1,500. And then from actual sponsorships, another 500. But it's not consistent. Like the Google Ads can go down all the way down to 500 and it shoots up. It's not like on this trajectory yet. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it has a good month, it has a really bad month, it has a decent month. So it's not very consistent. Same with the sponsorships, it's not very consistent yet. So that's something I'm working on right now.
I
But other
think
than those, go ahead.
I'm just going to say it brings up a good point that I was having because personally on my channel, the ad revenue is, I always tell people, try to keep the ad revenue on your YouTube channel to be less than 50% of your income, right? You want to have other avenues, other eggs in the basket. But the ad revenue is so interesting to watch because I always tell people something I've learned recently is that like last month I had a really good month because it was the end of quarter 2 right here for businesses in the States and for a lot of now we're at
Right.
the start of quarter 3 and I've seen it drop. I mean, like my daily ad revenue has dropped not a whole bunch, but I mean, we're talking tens of dollars a day that I mean, over $50 a day on some days. And so understanding why it fluctuates is important as a creator. So you might can position some of those sponsors to be when you know there's going to be down. And some channels are seasonal, right? I mean, I've interviewed people. I interviewed a Santa Claus, a guy who was teaching people how to be Santa Claus, and he was saying
I
that
heard that.
his primary big months are October, November, December, and then it really dips off, right? And so understanding your seasons and what's working for your channel and what's not. So I love to hear that kind of open the door for you. Can you talk about your process? I know you mentioned that you're learning, you mentioned earlier
Right.
in the show about how to sound better with your audio. What's the process for you look like for making a video from start to finish?
Yeah, I mean, I'll basically have all these ideas already set up in my notes on my iPhone, and it's just any kind of ideas that run through my head, they'll be there, and then I'll just pick one. And let's say it's how to make smash burgers on a Blackstone.
Mhm.
So then I'll plan out, okay, I need to go buy this food or whatever, and then I'll start planning my hook. I'll start planning bullet points to really talk about things in the video, which I'm still learning to get better at that, but that way I have some type of framework to go off when I do make the video. And I'm trying to get that intro down because I know intros are not great. So I've really chopped my intro down. But yeah, so starting the intro, starting basically scripting it out, but not really scripting it, just bullet points on the video. And then at that point, just shooting, doing some B-roll or whatever. And then it's hard with kids, I'll be honest, kids, family to cook because they're always here. I can't just kick them out when I'm cooking. So, and I don't want all the background noise. So I have a lot of voiceover work. It's hard to get that dedicated. Oh man, all right, I'm gonna get this hour where no one's gonna interrupt me. And it's just tough. So there's a lot of voiceover work in my videos. So it makes it easier when I'm cooking because I don't have to talk and cook at the same time. But then I feel like people want to see more of my face and like my actual body as I'm cooking. So that's something I'm working on improving. But yeah, so I'll do that. I'll do all the voiceovers later in iMovie. That's the app that I use for editing. That's the one I've always used. And I know there's better ones out there, but that's just what I'm comfortable with now. And then so after it's all edited, all the voiceovers done, all the cuts are done, I re-listen to it a few times and make sure it sounds right, looks right, and add any kind of picture in picture or cutaways or anything that I need to do to make the video more engaging or more entertaining for the viewer. Um, so after at that point, then yeah, I'll just upload it onto YouTube. But once it's uploaded, then I'll start working on the thumbnail. And I know some people like to do the thumbnail first, but it's hard when you don't have a finished cooked product
Right.
to put on that thumbnail. And I heard other people will like just add the food in there. So I can make thumbnails pretty quick because I use Adobe. I like to use Adobe and Canva together. So with Adobe, I already have the same text font that I like.
Yeah.
And I already have in mind like how my thumbnail is gonna look. Like if it's a burger, the burger's gonna be taking up like 60% of the shot in the thumbnail with a little bit of text. And then I might or might not come out in the video. I mean in the thumbnail, like a picture of me holding, let's say, a burger. So it's usually three different images and with text involved. But yeah, I can make those relatively quickly. And even that I've been getting better at. But if I want to like do some outline stuff or make it even better, I'll throw it onto Canva. So I have paid subscriptions to like Canva. I have YouTube TubeBuddy from you because you recommended TubeBuddy. So I do get all my tags there. And then I do it on the app. So that saves a ton of time too. Searching to see what I help that for titles as well. Like
Hmm.
I'll try out different titles and see which one's search better or which one's an overall better score, and then I'll usually just go with that one.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a new A/B testing for thumbnails now too, which I'm barely starting to try out now. So I'm giving that a shot. But As far as making it all, like I got it pretty down. I got a good system down where I can shoot and edit the video the same day if I wanted to, but I usually won't do it the same exact day. If I'm shooting and cooking, I'm like, it's just a hot
Yeah.
mess. I'd rather edit the next day and just I'll put all the videos that I took, right? Because they're little clips, and I'll just throw them onto iMovie. And I'm like, okay, I'll get to it tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll start editing.
I love it, man. I love hearing other people's process because everybody does it differently, but there's some similarities in a lot of the processes that we do. And you mentioned at the top of that answer about kids, and I have 2 kids, I have 2 dogs, I have a job, things that I do outside of the YouTubes and the podcast stuff. And so we're all busy, but like, how do you manage it? Have you putting systems in place to help you manage your time better to be able to dedicate the time required to grow a successful YouTube channel?
Yeah, I mean, like people think I'm weird at work sometimes, but like during my lunchtime, I just go to my car and I'm just editing. Any free time I have, I'm always working on
Yep.
my channel. If it's in the morning, I get up at 3 because I go to work at 4 a.m. I wake up at 3 a.m. First half an hour getting ready, and then I have 10, 15 minutes free. I'm working on YouTube. I get to work, my first break, working on YouTube. During my lunch break, YouTube. Once the kids are asleep, YouTube. It's all day. It's a grind. Any free time I have, oh, I'm looking at it. I'm working on it, or I'm going outside, or I'm getting lost for a bit just to work on it. So it's really what I've been doing, man, for like the past year, just consistent with. Even if I'm going on vacation, I'll do like batch recordings and just have everything scheduled out. At one point, I already had a full month of content, 30 days. That was my
Yeah.
thing when I first started. Like every single day, there's already a schedule every day at 6, and it's always coming out. But I've kind of moved away from that because I just didn't want to put out content just to put it out.
That's
So
right.
I'm working more on quality now, man, because I know I have to. That's the name of the game, dude.
It's so good to hear you say that. And that's why I ask you that question is that there's a lot of work involved in this thing to keep the engine running, to keep it going. You can't just kind of quit. You can't just put a few things out there, and it just doesn't work that way. But that's why I ask you that question. Now, in closing of this interview, you've been
Yeah.
great. You've been great, by the way. You have such great advice, and it's so fun to hear your story, and I can't wait for the listeners to hear this. But
Thanks.
lastly, I just want to ask you, like, what's next for the channel? What are you planning? What's in the books, in the works?
Oh man, I have a ton of ideas, man. That's just the way my mind works. Like it's always going crazy with things I want to do. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. I try to do too many things at one time and not specialize on one thing. But yeah, I mean, as far as the for the future, I would definitely want to come out with a barbecue rub. Like that just excites me, man. Coming out with a rub, my own barbecue sauce, some merch as well, like little things that'll just kind of bring more money into the channel, but also things I want to make already. If I make merch, I'm gonna wear it because I like it. If I make that barbecue sauce, I'm gonna perfect it to where I'm gonna love using it versus
Mm-hmm.
everyone else's barbecue sauce. Same with the rub. So I've been doing my homework on those things, but right now I kind of want to take it just like one bite at a time. Okay, I'll introduce some merch. Hey, sit on that and work on that. Okay, now let's work on the rub. Because you just can't do it all at the same day or week. You have to really chop it up in blocks. It's like, all right, now it's time to do this. Like you probably wouldn't even know, but I started following that guy that does the Amazon influencer. So I
Mm-hmm.
started that. I've been doing that now because I'll it just seemed interesting to me. I'm like, I have to try it. So for me, I'm always experimenting, always trying something new. But that's really the direction I'm going with the actual channel itself is coming out with the rub, the barbecue sauce, and then just merch and trying to collab with more creators like mine because I haven't really done that.
The people that get the most out of whether it be YouTube coaching, business coaching, listening to podcast, are the people like you who are going to be actionable and they're going to take action, not just listen to something. I talk to a lot of people in my day to day, not like digitally, but like an actual person, like whether it be at church or events or whatever it may be. And a lot of them are talking about like the consumption, the podcasts they listen to, the things they
All right.
listen to, the shows they watch. But if you want to move on YouTube and you want to be somebody who moves the needle, you actually have to take action. And so if you're listening to this today, I hope that we can encourage you to take action and to do the thing that you've been thinking about doing. So again, if you want to get in touch with Ben, it's Orozco's Kitchen, OROZCO''S Kitchen over on YouTube. The link will be in the show notes. Ben, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, thank you, Dusty, as always.